Evil wins tonight. Hey, everybody, we are going to be talking about the top 5 Sith. And so we are so glad that you're joining us on Two Geeks and a Microphone.
You talk first. I talk first.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Two Geeks and a Microphone. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with the one, the only, the most. Welcome us back to the show this week, Mr. Mike Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land.
We missed you last week.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I had a good time last week, though. We'll talk about that a little bit more in our Geekdar, though.
Cool. Sounds like
who I met up with, what I did, so on and so forth, because that's the only thing I got for Geekdar this week.
That's all right. No worries whatsoever. So, hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I am about to sneeze, so I can feel it coming on. Oh, try not to do it.
That's the new name of our show. Welcome to, or I'm about to sneeze.
I'm about to sneeze. Yeah, right. See, now that I said it, hopefully it won't happen. So, hey, everybody, we are going to be talking about Sith, Star Wars Sith, the top 5 Sith Lords. So it's going to be kind of a fun, interesting conversation. I'm interested in Mike's thoughts. So it's going to be, we're going to be hanging out with the dark side today. So
come to the dark side. We have cookies. Like white macadamia nut, by the way.
Something like that. Yes, absolutely. So, all right. Well, with that, Mr. Mike, what, you want to go ahead and get us rolling off with?
Well, I figured we'd start off with a little promotion. Star Wars Podcast Day is coming up February 7th, and we are going to do this. Will actually be our 4th annual Podcast Day episode that we've done, which we are one of the few podcasts who have been consistent and done it every 4 years. So, or once we
every 4 years. It's like leap year. I'm just kidding.
Right. Yeah, it's Sith year. No, but no, we've done it every year that they've had it, and of course, our 3rd anniversary is January 15th. But so. So right. This will be our 4th year participating in Star Wars Podcast Day. We will not release an episode on Star Wars Podcast Day because, like I said, it's February 7th. We will do it our regular scheduled time, and it will be February 10th. We're going to be discussing what if, it's another one of our what if episodes, what if Qui-Gon Jinn had survived in episode 1? And we will do that as an AI-driven story. Stephen will be going through with the Starlink, Skynet. That's it. Going on with the Skynet. I'd only say that to make our friends over at 3 Geeky Dads nervous.
Right.
Our new sponsor is Skynet, by the way. The evil overlords, please pledge your allegiance to them. No, but this will be an AI-driven story, and we're going to discuss the things that could have happened in episode 1, how episode 1 could have went differently. It'll be really interesting because Qui-Gon Jinn could survive. I don't know. Darth Maul might even survive the fight. So that opens up all kinds of possibilities. Would Anakin still be seduced by Palpatine and still become Darth Vader? Right. Or does Darth Maul survive and he becomes the one and only apprentice to Darth Sidious? So I don't know, a lot of possibilities there. So
yeah,
we'll explore that.
And we'll do it all together. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. We could still do like voices. Maybe we could do voices and all that kind of stuff if you want to. Like create a audiobook again. We'll create that audiobook and stuff. Which, by the way, last week, everybody, if you were able to join us or able to listen in or watch the AI-driven story that we created for our Patreon member, not Patreon. God, I can't believe I said that. Ko-fi. Our Ko-fi supporters, we actually posted the audiobook with an AI voice reading our story that we had created. And so it's on there for those who support us at any level. You've got a nice little mini audio book, short story audio book kind of a thing. So
yeah, I checked it out the other day. It's pretty neat. It's neat. I like the cover. The cover looks really cool and flashy. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. Yeah, even the cover. Yeah, the cover was exclusive to our third tier where you could. It was AI driven picture that we created. I didn't talk about it on the show, but I was like, oh, I could do an AI driven picture, and I put the notes and the character that we had created, and then did that. I actually went into Poe.com, which is kind of a whole bunch of different AIs, and I even went in there and tested some other pictures too, which was kind of funny. One of the pictures came out where the guy had like 6 fingers on each hand. I was like, well, that didn't work well. It's a good picture except for the fingers. Don't look at the fingers.
Our evil overlords over at Skynet, they're not doing a very good job with fingers, are they? You know, I don't think the Terminator ever had 6 fingers. Could you imagine Arnold with 6 fingers? I got 6. I can't do an Arnold voice. Our friends.
All I can say is it's not a tumor.
Yeah, there you go. Get to the chopper.
Back to the chopper.
I only got 5 fingers. Yeah.
There is an AI that does sound like
Arnold.
Arnold, yes.
Nice.
Let me see. Hang on. Give me just a few seconds, everybody. We'll talk here for a second, and then let me see if I can, because I was playing around with it, and
this really is Skynet.
I know, it's crazy.
Wow.
Where did I put it? I had a fun little.
Get to the op, Steven.
Get to the op. Get to the op. I did something with it. Now I got to remember what I did with it.
You broke it.
I actually was trying to do one with Arnold on our 200th anniversary.
200th episode. We haven't had 200 anniversaries yet.
200th episode anniversary. Yeah, that was true. That was true. Good call.
We have not been doing this for 200 years.
No, we have not.
I don't know if I want to be here in 200 years. I don't know what we'll look like in 200 years.
Right.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I say we move
Keep
on.
going. Yes, go for it.
If you find it, then we'll do it. All right. For the news portion. Wait a minute. I gotta get. I had things ready, and then we got distracted. Then yeah, so let me get my share screen up, and bam. Okay, so in today's geeky news, Ahsoka star Rosario Dawson offers disappointing season 2 update. So it's being rumored that season 2 of Ahsoka has been canceled.
What?
That's what the rumor is. Okay,
I hate rumors.
It's still a rumor.
Is this CBR on the CBR site?
Hold on. Okay, calm down. Okay. Yes, it is CBR, but what they're reporting, okay, they're not actually saying it's been canceled. They're saying that people are speculating that it's been canceled due to what Rosario Dawson has recently said on her appearance of the Dagobah Dispatch podcast, where she was asked if she had any conversations about the future of Ahsoka, and she said no. She plainly stated, however, Dawson did mention that she would be reuniting with her fellow cast members soon for dinner. We're supposed to be having dinner soon of the whole cast, which would be really nice because I haven't seen everyone, she added. I was very
Aw.
jealous seeing everyone at some of their cons recently, which I wasn't able to be at. So, I mean, that's rumor. Everyone is running with this, that this means it's been canceled. This is why I wanted to bring it up. I don't think that's confirmation that it's been canceled. I think because number one, we did hear that it got the green light halfway through season 1. Now, could Disney still cancel it? Yeah, of course they can. I mean, heck, Warner Brothers scrapped an entire Batgirl movie when it was getting ready to go into post production. So, yes, Disney could cancel it. On the other hand, they just promoted Dave Filoni. This is his baby, and this is supposed to go into his movie. So, I'm not taking this that it's canceled. It just means they haven't talked to her yet. That's all. And it's a new year,
Right.
We just got through Christmas, and things are going on, and I'm sure over the next few months things will start moving forward on whether Ahsoka season 2 is happening or whether it's not. Now, it does go on to say also that the actor who played Uncle Owen on Obi-Wan, I'm trying to find that, he was also asked if he'd heard anything about here it is. Joel Egerton offered up a similar response while promoting his latest film, The Boys in the Boat, when asked if Lucasfilm was developing another season of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Egerton remarked, "I haven't heard. Either it's happening and they don't want me, or I don't know. I haven't." No. The short answer is no, I haven't.
Okay.
And I'm not even faking that I don't know. The actor then added that if it does happen and I'm in it, I'll probably wearing brown or some shade of brown. That's all I know. But that was a great response.
Gotcha.
We also know that these actors are very well trained, and a lot of times they are told to be hush about things.
Excuse me.
Although I don't think they would ever. I don't know. I'm just taking this with a grain of salt. I think it just means that they haven't been contacted yet. That's all. I don't think it means that it's not moving forward. I don't think it means it is moving forward. I think they just haven't been contacted. That's all. And that's why I wanted to bring it up. I'm not saying that it's been canceled.
Gotcha.
Let's just put it that way. That's not my words. So, and that's all I got to say about that. All right. We ready to move on to Geekdar then?
Yes.
All right.
Go with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
That's not all he's lost.
That's right. And that's not all we've lost either. Hold on. I'm trying to get something else up. So there we go. So for my Geekdar, first of all, did you have any Geekdar?
I do, but it's all good. You go ahead and do yours, or if you want me to do mine, I can.
Well, I can do mine. All right. So for my Geekdar, I went to Dallas, Texas last weekend. And I primarily went to see the Dallas Cowboys, which they won. Yes, there was a controversy, but I don't care. And also, the great Jimmy Johnson got inducted into the Cowboys Ring of Honor, which was amazing. Getting to see that live in person, loved it. But also, I got to meet in person our friends over at Nerdery and Murdery.
Yay!
Sig and Jeff of Nerdery and Murdery. And that
is pretty cool.
Fantastic time. We went out to lunch at a little Mexican restaurant. Don't ask me the name of it. There's their producer William, and there's my wife Brenda, and Zig giving her a kiss.
Zig was so funny in that picture.
Yeah. Oh, they were so much fun. We had a great time. There's Will again. See,
It was nice to see a picture of Will.
Right, I'll show Will because he hides from cameras. He was even hiding from him that day. So
that's interesting.
So there he is. And there's Jeff. We're outside the restaurant there, and there we all at the table ordering. And there's Brenda going in. And oh, sorry, that's the end of my nerdery murdery stuff.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that's what I did. Here, I'll show one other picture that I really like. So I went to the Dallas Cowboys game. Well, a couple other pictures. Here we go. Yeah, that's one of my favorite pictures from the Dallas Cowboys game.
Oh, I remember that one. Yes.
Yeah, it was great. So they have like this area. So you know how I think when did you move from St. Louis? Was the new ballpark built before you moved or after you moved? I don't remember.
No, it was right after we moved. Right after.
Okay. Well, New Busch Stadium has an area they call Ballpark Village, and it's kind of got like a miniature baseball diamond on it and all of that. Well, the Cowboys have something very similar to that, and they have kind of the mock Cowboys field. So I was out there and got to lay down on the Cowboys helmet that would be in the end zone. And then we got to line up for the picture of the star at the star, and Rowdy, their mascot, happened to walk out, and he's like, "Okay, everybody get in line." And we're like, "Oh, okay, cool."
That's awesome.
So Brendan and I got our pictures with Rowdy. That was so much fun. And then here's me at this neat star that's in pieces, and the further you're out, it puts the star together. So,
Cool.
Then there's AT&T Stadium, or as we call the Dallas Cowboys Palace, also known as Jerry Land or Jerry World or whatever. It was an incredible time. We had a great time. Meeting Jeff and Zig were just so much fun. They're such good guys. I wish we could have spent more time with them. It would have been a fantastic time together. The only thing would have made it better if you would have been able to be with us. But
thanks. Yeah, that would have been good to hang out with the guys. That I don't care about Cowboys. Whatever.
Yeah, well, when we beat the Washington Redskins tomorrow, I'm going to say Redskins because I don't care. When we beat the Washington Redskins tomorrow, we will be NFC East champions. So.
Okay, it'll be interesting. It'll be funny if it's the Chiefs versus the Cowboys.
I think there's a scenario that could possibly happen because you guys have.
Yeah, because it's called the Super Bowl.
Well, not in the Super Bowl. We're both. Or wait a minute. Yeah, you're the AFC. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's a scenario that could
play out.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so fun if it was Cowboys versus.
Oh, there's gonna be smack talk back and forth, everybody.
Heck yeah, there will. Especially when my Cowboys stomp you guys. Anyway. Anyhow, okay, all right. I'm done football talk. Steven gets mad when I talk sports, so
that's all good. You do you.
Well, this time I had to though. You had to give me this one.
I did. Actually, I did. I'm glad you got to see the Nerdy Murder guys, though. That's awesome.
That was so much fun.
I love those guys.
Jeff and Zig are amazing. If you have not listened to Nerdery and Murdery, please download their podcast.
Yeah, they just switched roles on the latest one.
They did their wife swap episode. Yeah,
I love it how they call it a wife swap episode. It's stuff.
Yeah.
But I was a big fan of Eureka, the show, so it was fun to hear Jeff do it. And then Zig, is a big nerd himself, and he kept coming in talking about stuff. It's just
It's like back off, Sid. This is Jeff's time.
Right. It was great. I loved it. They are just such a great combo. And I totally forgot about Will, because when I listen, you don't hear Will, you kind of a thing and
I'm
stuff.
gonna be on their episode this week, by the way.
Are you?
Yeah. Actually, both Brenda and I are on their episode. So this is Brenda's premiere on a podcast, by the way.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's pretty sad that you had to go to Texas for your wife to be featured on a podcast.
No. We did it about 3-4 weeks before. They do everything. They do everything.
Yeah, they edit and stuff. Yeah, we go live. We're crazy.
We're lazy. We're just lazy. That's all. We just prefer to do it live. That's all. No, they did two-parter on hair metal, 80s hair metal, and asked me to be a part of it. And I asked if Brenda could sit in on it because she loves a lot of those bands too. And so, yeah, the two of us were on the show, had a great time. A lot of fun. Zig was wrong about some things, but anyway, you can listen to the episode and find out what I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
Awesome. We get into some discussions about certain bands here and there, but that's okay.
That'll be fun. Okay. Let me do this here real quick. I am going to share my screen real quick and do this real quick. Here we go, everybody.
What do we got?
This is topmediaai.com text to speech. Can you hear that?
I hear nothing.
What? It's Arnold saying, "Get back to the chopper."
Oh.
You are listening to Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And also,
okay, we'll have to get a recording of it later, and then we'll have to use that as a sounder sometimes.
Yeah, we'll get it. It'll work. Share. Oh. I realized what I did. I thought I had pushed the button. Here you go. Ready? Here we go, everybody. Here it is.
Get back to the chopper. You are listening to Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to turn that into a sounder. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, those are fun. I love AI. We could do all kinds of different things and have a good time with it. So
we do have this one.
You are listening to Mike and Stephen on Two Geeks and a Microphone. Welcome to the Geekdom.
I don't know why it did an echo. That was weird. Strange.
Go on my end, just on your end.
No, I heard it. I heard an echo too. That's strange.
No, I didn't hear the echo. Is my point.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. Well, good. Because I heard an echo.
Right.
That was weird.
Yeah. So for my Geekdar, everybody, I've been watching Reacher. So there's only 2 more episodes. So I'll talk more about it once the season is done. But I love this show. This is my second.
I got to start watching it. I haven't yet.
Yeah, this is the second season, everybody. I think the second season is better than the first.
Wait a minute. It's much more better.
Cheers, everybody.
I was glad to see you got a much more better in last week, by the way, too.
Yeah, I did. I had fun with that. So yeah. Yeah, I have to say with last week, this is still my Geekdar because I enjoyed the story that we created, the short story that we created, that I actually started talking to Claude and saying, hey, can we space this out as a novella, like make it larger? Because we created something pretty rich in our story, because there's one part of it that reminded me of when we were creating it. I was kind of inspired by Dresden Files. Remember when we did our whole episode on the Dresden Files and stuff? And you remember he's got that skull that's got that disembodied spirit to it?
Yeah, Bob.
Well, we kind of did that in our short story with the staff, with the magic staff. And so that's what kind of reminded us. And when I was telling it to the AI, let's make them snarky and all that kind of stuff. So I'm expanding our story and adding in that whole element as if his mentor is tied to the staff. His disembodied spirit's tied to the staff and is snarky like Bob.
Is he as much of a lech as Bob is?
No.
Just checking. I mean, because Bob is a major lech.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not that bad.
What does she look like? What does she look like? What is she wearing?
Yeah.
Bob's got issues, guys.
You're right. Right.
All right. So we ready to move on to our
Let's
main
do
event?
this.
All right.
It's time for the main event. Star Wars. We're talking about Sith Lords. All right.
All right. Looking for my notes. Okay. Got my notes. I think I'm ready here. Maybe. I don't think I can do that. Hold on.
Well, here's the deal, everybody. We are about to go through and discuss top 5 Sith Lords. Now, to be open with you, I've had a crazy week, so I'm a little behind the 8 ball today. But I have mine in my thoughts, in my mind.
Oh, okay, good.
But I do want to have some discussions. Because I'm curious about Mike's list, and we'll probably just walk with your list because I'm sure mine are going to be on yours, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you want me to start, and then
you just do it, yeah? Because we'll just go with your top 5 because I'm sure I'll agree, and then we can have a discussion after who, if we would have picked them as our top 1 or not.
All right. So, whoops. Wait a minute. Let me remove that. Hold on. Let me try this again. Sorry, I wasn't quite ready.
That's all right, everybody. We are testing out where we're going to have more pictures and stuff for those who are on the video, so we can share and have some visual aids. Because Steven is old and he needs visual aids nowadays.
Okay. I'm a little bit older, unfortunately, but anyway. So my number 5 is Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis, even though most of his story is not considered canon according to freaking Disney,
right?
I really enjoyed the Darth Plagueis book. It's in one of my, well, definitely my top 10, maybe my top 5 Star Wars books.
Yeah.
And I probably read through that book faster than any other Star Wars book ever. I believe the Darth Plagueis novel adds a lot to episode 1, honestly. So if you are not the biggest fan of episode 1, and I enjoy episode 1, in fact, I kind of want to rewatch it again soon. But anyway, especially after we're going to do our podcast day episode on kind of episode 1. Anyway, yeah, if you're not the biggest fan of episode 1, I highly recommend Darth Plagueis. Read that and then go back and watch episode 1, Phantom Menace, because I think it adds a lot to the story.
I really appreciated our discussion on that long time ago because I was
far away.
In a galaxy far, far away. That was good. That was quick. Well done. Because you had read it and you were like, "Oh, Steven, this really fleshes out episode 1. Much more better. Cheers, everybody." Just because you got the story of Plagueis.
I think he's an intriguing Sith Lord.
Now, why would you put him on your list? Just because of that story? Was that James Lucerne who wrote that one?
Yes, that was James Lucerne.
I've heard that's a great book. I've heard people say, beyond just you, I've heard other people say it's really good. It's like, why didn't we make one of these for our Star Wars films, kind of a thing?
I think Darth Plagueis is great because he sets up Darth Sidious, Palpatine. You get to see more of Palpatine's story through Darth Plagueis' story, and I don't know. I think what it adds to episode 1 just puts him in my top 5 favorite Sith Lords.
Right on. I like him.
You like him? Okay.
I like him.
Well, would you rank him number 5 in your list, though?
The only thing, technically, all my introduction to him is from the movie.
Okay.
I don't know. Which number 3 is my favorite. Episode 3. Nah, I haven't read the novel just because time. Now I have read that whole section on the, that one section on the what happens.
It is available on
It's on Audible, everybody. Hey, by the way, you can go check out. We do have an Audible. You can try Audible for free for 30 days. You get a free audiobook of your own to test out and try. So you can make it plays.
You like how I set you up there?
Yeah, that's good right there, man.
Okay, so Darth Plagueis is 5 on my list. Moving on, I would go Darth Sidious, also known as Emperor Palpatine. Darth Sidious, of course, everyone knows Darth Sidious, and we all know his story throughout both the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. And then, of course, he comes back. Somehow he comes back in the sequel trilogy.
That's like one of the dumbest lines.
Oh, my God. That was horrible.
Somehow he's back.
Somehow he came back.
I swear they're trying to kill the Star Wars franchise. There is news, everybody, but I'm trying to contain myself.
Yeah, we'll stick to the original stuff. Anyway, so he, first of all, he killed Darth Plagueis. So, I mean, that's got to put him in the list. If I like Darth Plagueis and he was able to kill Darth Plagueis and then become the master, because that's the way the rule of 2 works. An apprentice and a master, there are only 2. Once the apprentice kills the master, then the apprentice becomes the master, and then he or she has to take on another apprentice. Of course, then we had Palpatine, who broke all those rules. Because I mean, throughout the Star Wars, the first 6 movies, how many freaking apprentices did he have?
Right.
Let's see. He had Darth Maul. He had Darth Tyrannus.
Yeah.
So he
they were tools. They were just, he would just use them to his, knowing one would probably die off or you'd have to kill one. Do it, kind of a thing. So,
yeah, but you're supposed to have only one, not multiples. You're not supposed to have them hidden in the backgrounds.
Right.
So, but I like him. I've always been intrigued by his character. I think he's a fascinating character. I think he's the perfect background for Star Wars. I couldn't imagine Star Wars without Darth Sidious.
Agreed. I would say one of the greatest masterminds there are. I don't care, light side, dark side, doesn't matter. One of the most incredible masterminds of a character, just genius level, Sherlock Holmes level mastermind.
Well, it was like he's playing chess with himself, because he was playing both sides of the war. He was controlling both sides of the war. And that's the other thing interesting about Darth Plagueis is Darth Plagueis is a moon, and the moons are the banking clan, and the banking clan is the money behind all of everything that happens in the Star Wars universe. So yeah, it just gets so deep in there. And yeah, if you want to go into a deep dive, definitely read Darth Plagueis.
Right on.
I mean, you even get you even kind of get the idea. You see the seeds being planted for Darth Sidious, more or less creating Anakin Skywalker. Because there's a lot of us that believe that Darth Sidious is responsible for Anakin's mother, how she,
immaculate conception.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I was trying not to be, offensive, I guess.
That's the term for it.
Yeah, you're right. That is the term. That is the term for it.
Or you could say pregnancy out of nowhere. Like, what the what? How did this happen?
Anyway,
I know a lot of people say that in the world, but we all chuckle and say, yeah, we know how that happened. But in this case, she said she didn't know how it happened. That's why you saw the one eyebrow of Qui-Gon Jinn go, huh?
well, have you ever seen that one meme with Padme and Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan says, Anakin's the father, because in episode 3 he does say Anakin's the father, isn't he?
Right, yeah.
And then Padme answers back, what would you say if I said, Misa been a bad girl?
I have not seen that one. Oh gosh.
I thought that was funny. To make all you Jar Jar haters cringe. There you go. Jar Jar's actually Padme's, Anakin's father.
That goes back to Jar Jar being a Sith Lord. I almost added him to the list.
No,
that actually is a great fan theory, but that's for another day.
I think that's finally died. I'm kind of glad it did. I got so tired of that.
It's great. I love it.
Jar Jar is not a Sith Lord. Jar Jar is too clumsy and stupid to be a Sith Lord. I like Jar Jar. I'm not a Jar Jar hater, believe it or not. I'm not a Jar Jar hater. I actually enjoy him. But he's not a Sith Lord.
It would have been great.
No, it wouldn't have.
Anyway, continue with your list. Go ahead. This is great. This is good discussion.
Right. Number three on my list would be the great Darth Bane, which we just did an episode on Darth Bane and Darth Xanus with our friends Jeff and Zig of Nerdery and Murdery in our crossover episode with them, just a couple months ago, I think it was. So go back and check out that episode if you haven't watched or listened to it, or those episodes, because part 1 is on ours, part 2 is on theirs. Darth Bane is an incredible Sith Lord, in my opinion. He is the reason that we have the rule of 2. Without Darth Bane, I don't think Darth Plagueis or Darth Sidious would exist. Because during Darth Bane's time, and this would be the Old Republic era, the Sith were very much like the Jedi. They had their own academy, and they followed similar techniques to training as the Jedi did. Of course, we have the Jedi or the Sith code. It still remained the Sith code and all, but you didn't have the rule of 2. It was, all these Sith, and they're different in their training, and supposedly nobody was over anyone. Yeah, right. Yeah, there was all kinds of jealousy and infighting and all kinds of stuff like that in the Sith Academy, I guess. I don't know how else you really put that. But Darth Bane, he started studying ancient ways of Sith, and he read about the rule of 2, and he just bulked himself up and prepared himself and went back and wiped out all the freaking Sith, every last one of them, and said, I'm going to start all over. And that's why I like him. He's just freaking awesome. And I think he was just added to Galaxy of Heroes or whatever, the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, if you got Galaxy of Heroes, I guess you can play Darth Bane. I don't know how he works out as a hero, but
right.
I guess he's got kind of some hero aspects of him. He's got a wild background. I mean, he had an abusive father. He was brought up on practically a slave planet. And he was a miner, and all his co-workers, however you want to put that, they were all abusive to him too. So he learned to be tough through that. That's how he became tough. And then basically just wished his father's death, and his dad's heart exploded. Spoiler alert.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's boom. Yeah, I think you're a Sith, man. That's pretty darn evil, really.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, he just kind of wished his death, and down he went.
Uh,
You're
well,
dead.
I had him on my list because in the Clone Wars, the Yoda episode,
Yes.
the Yoda trilogy, the one where he goes and sees the wills, and then the whole thing where he meets
We see
Bane.
Dark Yoda in that too, don't we?
I think we do, yeah.
I think it's been a while since I watched those. But yeah, and then he gets the Darth Bane Sith ghost. I don't know how you, yeah, I'm not sure how that works, but so I guess technically Darth Bane is canon, although I guess it could also be argued that that was just a vision and not actually Darth Bane. But if Yoda's getting those visions, I would say that Darth Bane existed. So
Yeah.
I,
Yep.
I say that makes Darth Bane canon. I don't know that the stories are still got the Legends banners on them. Unfortunately, I hate that. I hate those Legends banners.
Right.
I try to get any older Star Wars books if I can. I try to get them used so they don't have the Legends banners on them. So sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. However, the Darth Bane trilogy was this is one of the 3 of the trilogy. And
the republication.
yeah,
one?
the new what are they calling these? The Essential Legends collection, which I find interesting that Disney is republishing a whole bunch of Star Wars stories from the old days. And yeah, because I guess their books aren't selling that great.
Right.
So they said, "Oh, we gotta put out good books." I got an idea. Let's reprint the old ones.
Yeah, let's reprint the old ones. They're Star Wars fans. They'll buy anything we put in front of them.
Shut up. So yes,
Just note, everybody, he didn't want books that said Legends on them, but he bought a book that said Essential Legends.
that's right.
On it.
No, it says, yeah, it does say Legends. Sorry, it says Essential Legends. Essential. That makes a difference. Essential. Anyway,
Which is
I
so
would say
funny
that
they would do that. Essential Legends. So I mean, so what does that mean? Essential Legends.
It means the new stuff is crap. That's what that means.
Well, that's true.
No, I
I
can't.
swear they're trying to kill the franchise.
I can't say that about every new Star Wars book because I have some new Star Wars books and some of them I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anything to do with that with High Republic junk. No thanks. I'm sorry when you have a major character who's a rock, and I'm not talking like Marvel's thing. I'm talking a rock. You know, like in the 70s and 80s we had pet rocks. Well,
Yeah.
So this is a rock.
We could market that. We could get rocks out of our yard and start selling them as this is
Speaking
a
of
Jedi rock.
marketing-
This is a Sith rock. This is a great Jedi rock.
Speaking of marketing, we can use Steamboat Willie now.
Sort of. I think there's still some rules about that, but yeah.
Well, you just got to make sure that you don't make it to where it looks like Disney put it out. As long as it doesn't, if you're putting it out in a way that to make it look like it's an actual Disney product, you could get in trouble for it. But
right.
Otherwise, it's public domain now, so you can use Steamboat Willie. That's the only version of Mickey you can use, but you can use Steamboat Willie.
Sounds like there's going to be a Steamboat Willie horror movie, just like we had Honey and Blood.
There's already rumors of that.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I don't know how I feel about that. Just like I didn't know how I felt about Blood and Honey. It's kind of weird. I mean, I haven't watched the movie, but
I didn't watch it. I was like, nah, I'm not interested. So It's
All
funny.
right.
Anyway, keep going.
Moving right along. Moving right along.
along. Dun, 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 dun.
All right.
Darth Maul. Yeah.
Yes. Number 2 on my list would be Darth Maul. Darth Maul, in my opinion, is one of the greatest things in the Phantom Menace. He has possibly the best lightsaber skills of all the Sith, in my opinion, also. Maul's skills actually make him a better assassin than a Sith, which is probably why Darth Sidious had him. Not to mention probably the coolest looking of all the Sith. I mean, come on. Nobody looks cooler than Darth
Agreed.
Maul. He's so freaking
Agreed.
awesome.
Mhm.
And Ray Park was so amazing playing him in the Phantom Menace. Gosh, oh man, that guy can move, and the martial arts that he brought was just incredible.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love Darth Maul,
Yep.
and I'm kind of hoping in our AI story for Star Wars Podcast Day, I'm kind of hoping Darth Maul survives, not just Qui-Gon, but Darth Maul survives, because I think it'd be neat to explore him being in the Darth Vader position. I think that would be so cool. Because personally, I felt Darth Maul should have went through the entire prequel trilogy. I think he should have been all the way to episode 3. I don't think I never liked him getting killed off in episode 1. I was never happy with that. My thought was Darth Maul should survive all the way to episode 3, and then he and Anakin should have battled for the position of apprentice to Darth Sidious.
Hey, everybody. Sounds like Mike has an idea for his own AI-driven story. Fan fiction. I love it.
What if Darth Maul? Yeah.
What if Darth Maul lived? I think he still would have killed Qui-Gon.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. Probably taking out Ben Kenobi.
Dang, we wouldn't have anything left then.
And then it was all up to...
Well, I mean, he is more of an assassin, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's a better assassin than he is a Sith.
He's got skills.
Yeah. I think he's got more skills than most.
I mean, come on. It was the introduction of the double-bladed lightsaber, which was like the coolest ever.
Oh, do you remember when we first saw that?
In the trailer?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
Both you and I were like, and angels came down and,
right? That's totally wicked.
It was so freaking cool. I mean, my gosh. Back then we had to wait so long. Yes, that was totally wicked. Oh, yeah. And that was back in the dial-up days. And you had to wait, an hour to download a 2-minute trailer or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember the trailer premiered with the movie Joe Dirt, and people went to see Joe Dirt just so they could see the
trailer.
And then walked out on the Joe Dirt movie. Oh my gosh. Oh, speaking of Joe Dirt, Brenda and I were watching, we were watching some game show or something last night, and in it, like in the crowd, there was a guy with a mullet who would make Joe Dirt jealous. I mean, this guy's mullet gave birth to other mullets. I mean, yeah, it was so big. It was crazy. It's like, what the heck? I don't even remember seeing a mullet that big back in the 80s.
I don't remember the game show, everybody, but by golly, I remember that mullet.
It was something else, dude.
That's funny.
Darth Maul is awesome. He comes close to being my number 1, but
yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't your number 1.
No, number one is the ultimate.
Darth Vader.
Henceforth, you will be known as Darth Vader. Darth Vader, the one and only, the true Sith Lord. Come on, all of our favorite bad guys. I mean, you gotta have Darth Vader as number one.
Agreed.
He's the stuff of our childhood nightmares. I remember, this is great. I remember as a kid, I had a big poster of Darth Vader on my door, on the back of my door to my bedroom. And my Aunt Me from Michigan, she and Uncle Don, they used to go to Florida for the winter months because Michigan gets pretty freaking cold. And then, as spring rolls around, they would head back home to Michigan. And so this one year they happened to be coming back, and they decided to stay with us for a couple days. And Aunt Me was in my bedroom, and she saw my poster of Darth Vader, and she pulled my mom aside and gave her ran her the riot act. How can you let that boy have a poster with that demonic monster on it?
Right on.
He'll give him nightmares. Oh yeah, she never saw my Kiss posters.
I wonder. That was my next question. Was wait a minute? Did she not know you wore Kiss T-shirts and posters?
I don't. Well, not back then. I was pretty young back then. I think that was before I started getting the Kiss posters and having the posters of Gene Simmons with all the blood all over his face and stuff.
Right.
She would have freaked over that one. Oh my gosh. I think I would have given her a heart attack if she saw that. Oh gosh. My room today would give her a heart attack.
Probably. I will say this though, Darth Vader is the consummate villain.
Agreed.
He is the in my opinion, he is the greatest villain in cinematic history.
Agreed. I mean, he was so iconic, throughout the 70s and 80s. Even if you didn't watch Star Wars, you knew who Darth Vader was. Yeah. Everybody knows who Darth Vader is. Whether you're a Star Wars fan or not, whether you know anything about Star Wars, you know who Darth Vader is.
Right.
Everyone knows him. Everyone knows that mask. Everyone knows the breathing.
Yes,
all that stuff. They all know everything about, all the details about Darth Vader. And yeah, I think he is one of the most iconic villains in all of cinematic history. Darth Vader, and then maybe Frankenstein's monster. Of course, technically, Frankenstein's monster is not really that bad, but if you follow the story. But he's considered a villain, so, and he's pretty iconic too. I'd say next to Vader, that's probably the next one would be Frankenstein's monster, that everyone recognizes. So
yeah, agreed.
So just for that, just the iconic factor alone puts Darth Vader on the list. It puts Darth Vader number one on the list, I have to say. Plus he's freaking cool looking too, I mean, Darth Maul, there was this whole, well, a lot of people say that George Lucas killed off Darth Maul because he was afraid he created a character that was cooler looking than his original villain, and oh, we can't have this, kill him off. He can't be cooler than Vader. Kill him.
I'm doing something here real quick for us.
Then, of course, years later, we have George Lucas going to Dave Filoni. Hey, Dave, do you think that we can bring Darth Maul back? I don't know. Can we like tape him back together or something? I can't do a good Dave Filoni voice, so
That's all right.
I'm not going to do the side of the conversation.
I'm going to test this here real quick. Here we go, everybody.
Uh-oh.
I know, I did it again.
Steven's playing with the AI again.
Yes. All right, I haven't listened to this. I haven't pre-listened to it, but here we go.
Starlink overlords.
You do not know the power of the dark side. You will keep listening to Two Geeks and a Microphone.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
I wonder if I could add a couple of dots to it. Dot.
Yeah,
And then-
give it a pause.
Yeah, see if it gives it more of a pause. We'll see what happens. Here we go.
You do not know the power of the dark side. You will keep listening to Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Hey, that made it much
more better. Cheers, everybody.
All right, so I'll just recap real quick.
Sounds good.
My top 5 are number 5, Darth Plagueis. Number 4, Darth Sidious. Number 3, Darth Bane. Number 2, Darth Maul. And, of course, the baddest bad guy in the galaxy. Number 1, Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Henceforth,
good.
you will be known as Darth Vader.
Yeah. I love the third movie. Revenge of the Sith. The third of the prequels.
Revenge is, you know, I don't understand why there's such a hate for the prequels. Of course, I don't think the hate is much now since the sequels came out.
Right, we have the sequels.
Now
We'll
we
spill our hate bucket.
hate on the sequels, and everyone loves the prequels.
Yeah.
Remember the good days with the prequels? I remember when y'all hated the prequels.
I enjoyed the prequels.
I did
and
too.
all.
I did too.
There's some quirks about them, but
Yeah.
you know, just like any movie.
Right. To me, episode 2 is the weakest of the 3, in my opinion. But then again, we also get Jango Fett and the introduction to Boba Fett in there.
Mhm.
So I do love that. And I love the clones too. So there's still stuff I enjoy in Attack of the Clones.
I think the third one has the best. I mean, that's Anakin Darth Vader. So,
Yes.
I mean, without the suit, and the best fight sequence of any of them. Between Obi-Wan and stuff.
With the exception of that weird, both of them spinning the lightsaber at like light speed. That was a weird sequence there. But other than that, everything else was great.
Yeah.
No, I really do. I can't see it because my green screen's up. I do have a Revenge of the Sith poster behind me, so
Yeah.
you just can't see it. So, and then over on my door, I've got a episode 1, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn. It's a stand up for the Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace game for the PlayStation.
Nice.
That my friend Luke, not Luke Skywalker, Luke from I had that toy store. He gave it to me. So
Right on.
And the
Very cool.
Revenge of the Sith poster my wife got for me at Blockbuster when she still worked there. So
yeah,
because she was working there when that came out. Yeah.
That's the ticket. All right. Anything else you want to add to your list?
Nope. That's my top 5 favorite Sith Lords of all time.
Nice. Well, everybody, like we mentioned earlier in the show, if you want to pick out one of your favorite audiobooks or pick out one that if you've never tried Audible, we want to encourage you to do so because they have thousands of audiobooks to fit your genre needs. And you can get a free 30-day trial, which not only gives you 1 credit for any audiobook of your choice, but also you will get part of the Audible library. The only on Audible Library, where you can get there's freebie audiobooks even that you can get a hold of. So in all kinds, if you want thriller, self-improvement, business, romance, sci-fi, fantasy, Star Wars. And I still say the only way to really enjoy the William Shakespeare Star Wars is on audiobook, because the voices are in there, music, the whole bit. They're just fabulous. And anyway, if you want to go to audibletrial.com/2geeks, TWOGEEKS, audibletrial.com, you can get your free trial. And it does help the show if you decide to do that. So if you become a member, so it is the Audible Plus. Excuse me, man, I'm sneezing a lot. Audible Plus Library is what it's called. Sorry. And it is great. So right now I have started listening to a Great and Future Show by Clive Barker, who I have to admit is just an incredible author. His style is pretty wild. I thought, oh, it's Hellraiser, the Hellraiser author. It's going to be really, dark kind of thing. He's very astute in his writing. I've been impressed. Even his introduction to the book was just like, whoa, this guy's just not some kind of weird horror guy. He's intelligent. He uses big words that I have to look up. But anyway, but I will still say my favorite so far is my favorite audiobooks have been the William Shakespeare Star Wars, which is they're just fabulous. I am also listening to Ali Abdaal's new Feel Good Productivity book as well, which is really interesting. It just came out this week. So it's great and enjoyable. And so please check us out there at audibletrial.com/2geeks. You can cancel at any time. You can go month to month and try it out. But for only $15 a month, it's $14.95. You get one Audible credit. Now, here's the cool thing about it. You pay $15 for an Audible credit each month. But yet, there are some audiobooks out there that if you were trying to go out to Barnes & Noble or some other places, and you're talking about $30 to $40 per audiobook. We're talking about audiobooks that probably, like, if you love fantasy genre, that are like $40 and they're like 28 hours or 30 hours. Even the Great Once Future Show is 28 hours. You get it for $15. You get to use one Audible credit, which is fabulous. And then there's all these classics that are free on the Audible Plus. So check it out, everybody. www.audibletrial.com/TWOGEEKS. All right. Also, everybody, please check us out on our website at www.2geeksmic.com, TWOGEEKSMIC.com. That's where you find all things with the hub for our show. Also with what's coming up as well on the show. Also, if you want to support us, go to our Ko-fi page. You can get there from our website, but ko-fi.com/2geeks, the number 2 GEEKS. And right now we are starting to post extra stuff for our Ko-fi supporters. So as I said, if you didn't get a chance to listen to our story that we created in our last week's episode, that is there for our supporters. We put it all together with some ambient music behind it as well. And so, which is kind of fun. If you want to reach out to us on the show, you can reach out to us at show@2geeksmic.com, show@2geeksmic.com.
Sorry, I missed that one.
That's okay. I've done it quite a bit on this one.
I almost said it on the Audible one.
Right. And this is our old merch page. So you don't want to go there. You want to do this one. www.2geeksmicmerch.com. And we've got some more stuff coming down the pike. I'm pretty excited about some things that we've got, some new materials out there. So with that,
Libby got one of our coasters, and they're really nice. I'm gonna have to buy a couple for myself.
Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Well, with that, Mike, anything else you'd like to add?
First off, before I sign off, I want to give a shout out to my friend Josiah. He's in the chat. I just just realized that he's in there. And Josiah, Phantom Menace isn't that bad. Get your dad's influence out of your head for your Star Wars love.
But he did agree that the Revenge was the best, and I agree with Josiah. Revenge was the best. Actually, Revenge is my favorite Star Wars movie.
No. Revenge is the best of the prequels. Revenge is not the best of Star Wars. Anyway,
the best of Star Wars.
No. And I'll bet you Josiah wouldn't agree with that either. Anyway.
That's funny.
I know his dad wouldn't agree with that one, but I think his dad would agree with me. It's Empire, but that's yeah.
Right.
All right. Moving right along. So with that said, please make sure and check us out on both Facebook and on YouTube. Go give us a thumbs up. I try to post a lot of memes and fun stuff and upcoming things on our Facebook page, so you'll see announcements and such on our Facebook page. And it's just a good time over there. Make sure and like us and give the little bell a tickle on YouTube. You'll be notified every time we go live. Speaking of going live, we go live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You do the math because I don't like math. We are also on, let me see if I can think of all the other different avenues we are on. We are on Twitch. We are on
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. We're on my Facebook page, Steven's Facebook page, my action figure Facebook page, and the Two Geeks Facebook page.
Yep.
We are also on X, formerly known as Twitter. Do I have to say that anymore? Does everybody know that Twitter's... I get messages from Twitter all the time, and it's from X all the time, and it says
X, formerly known as
Twitter. It's,
yeah.
do we have to say that now? Anyway, maybe it's required. I don't know. Elon Musk, if you're listening, let me know. Not to mention, we could use some sponsorship, Elon.
Right.
All right. So with that said, over and out, and may the force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
May the force be with you.